Hi, I'm Naomi Butler with the Naomi Butler Show, and as you will see in all my videos, I have some that relate to cancer, some that relate to art, some that are motivational, that kind of thing. And today I'm going to be talking about dealing with cancer and mainly dealing with it coming back. And this time it came back in my left lung. So whether you are brand new to hearing you have cancer or it has come back again or multiple times, this video is for you. And I'm hoping that it is, by sharing my story and part of my story, that it is an inspiration and a testimony for you. I just want to help anyone dealing with this. It's not easy, and so I'm going to kind of go through some things. 2 years ago, I had a very aggressive parotid gland cancer. Parotid gland is a salivary gland, and so you'll hear me kind of have to clear my throat, drink water all the time. I drink about 2 gallons of water a day. But they had found a lump and couldn't tell in a biopsy if it was cancer, so they had to do surgery. So October 2018, I had surgery, and the tumor was so large, it was close to my brain. It was attached to all my facial nerves. It's like 45 plus facial nerves, plus it was mainly attached to the main facial nerve, so they couldn't touch that. The surgeon tried to peel it away from as many of those nerves that he could, so he had to leave some of it, or I would have been totally paralyzed. It would have been a mess. And so with surgery, radiation, 35 treatments, 7 weeks of chemo, after all of that was done, it showed the cancer was not active. And then, of course, you have regular scans as you go along. And I went 1 year without the cancer showing active, so that was good news. They say if you, with this kind of rare aggressive cancer, if you can get past the first year, that's a good thing. Well, during, let me back up. I'm going to tell you something that I've learned. If they cannot get it all the first time, then you have a greater risk of it coming back again, maybe not just in that area, maybe somewhere else. And so it can keep reoccurring if they don't get it all the first time. And who knows where it will show up. So September last year, 2020, during COVID, the MRIs for the brain and neck came back good, which is a good thing. The PET scan, which is your full body, came back showing multiple new nodules in my left lung. And they decided to do a scan 6 weeks after to see if it was worse or better, thinking it might be just an infection. It came back worse. So a pleural biopsy was scheduled. As you can see, I drink tons of water. In that pleural biopsy, that is a major surgery. I had no idea. I thought it was just a biopsy. But I had 6 holes. There were 3 tubes. Some of them were in between ribs. And it was very, very painful. But in there, the surgeon found that it was cancer. And so it was sent off to pathology to find out what type of cancer. And it came back as the same cancer that I'd had here, which is called actinic cell carcinoma. And so you could have the same cancer pop up somewhere else. You could have new cancers, different cancers. It's so weird and strange how cancer is. It's just so many unknowns, and it's frustrating because it can come up anywhere, any kind, whatever it wants to do. You can't control it. So what they did, I think, in surgery, he had to drain a lot of fluid out of my left lung and put some kind of powder. It for some reason, it helps the fluid maybe not come back as much or as quick, that kind of thing. And I was told that it was very serious, that it came back in my left lung. And so I guess anytime it comes back, it's very serious. They also sent it off for a metabolic test to see if they could find the driver for the mutation. If you can find the driver, then you have a chance at having targeted immunotherapy. And they could not find a driver, so that option was off the table. And so chemo was my only option, and I was given a 50% chance of it working, which I'm claiming victory over that. I have a statement here that I even did this 2 years ago. I said, I'm claiming God's victory in healing this cancer in my body, and this healing is my testimony. And so I'm claiming this again. I think, okay, the biopsy was November 27. They started chemo as soon as they could after I healed some from the surgery. And so chemo was started December 18 every 3 weeks. I was to have 4 of those. And it is a double dosage of the 2 chemos I had 2 years ago, Taxol and carboplatin. Each chemo infusion, it brings new and more pain and more lack of sleep. I'm taking so many meds for pain, for anxiety. I've always been someone that could handle stress and handle it well in my business and everything. And this time, the anxiety is a lot more this time. And I think that's natural with anyone that has a diagnosis of cancer. You go through anxiety, you go through so many different thoughts and fears, and this time it's even more. And I'm also having to take sleep meds because I'm going sometimes 7 to 9, even up to 12 days and nights with no sleep after the chemo infusion. And even though I dealt with a lot of different pains 2 years ago, some of them were worse, some of them were just different, but there's so many unknowns, and fears are real when you're going through this. What I'm going to tell you is, though, you will have fears, but just don't stay there. Don't speak it. Try not to dwell on it. And I know it's not easy. Believe me, I understand it 100%. It's just, there's no way to explain it until you go through it. And then some of us just go through an acceptance and we deal with it as best we can. But there are days when you're in pain and you can't sleep and you're a mess, and you just have to try to get through that day as best as you can. And there's some things I'm going to tell you that I've learned. And this may not be you, but this is me. Try to do something fun. And for me, it's my art. Art is my therapy. And you'll see the videos that I have for my art. I went 7 months because of a lot of stuff, including this, that I didn't get to paint. So recently I've started back to painting. And until I have the chemo, which is supposed to be this Friday, but they may have to postpone it because here in Texas, we're dealing with a lot of snow. We're getting more tomorrow. And so ice is an issue, and I don't know if they'll be postponing it until next week. But anyway, I'll be getting ready for that. Once I have chemo, there is nothing that I really get done for at least 7 days, just trying to get through each day. But I have some mottos that I want to share with you. And some of these are just, like I say, these are me. These are some things that I try to to work on each day, no matter what I'm going through. Number 1 is find something that you can be grateful for each day. No matter what, we do have a lot of blessings and we do have a lot to be grateful for. So find something to be grateful for each day. Maybe make it something different the next day. It could be the same thing, but just find something to be grateful for. And I'm going to tell you to find something to laugh about. And whether that's watching a funny movie or just find something to laugh about every day. And trust God no matter what. Trust Him even when we don't understand. This is probably one of the most important things that I've learned, because when you're going through stuff like this, whether it's cancer or something else where you just can't control it and things are happening that are tough in your life, the only choice we have really is to trust God through it. He's going to walk with us. He's right there lifting us up, helping us, walking with us. He's right there beside us, giving us strength even when we have none. And so trusting God is probably the most important one for me. And there's one that I've learned because I'd feel guilty if I couldn't get up and go do. I used to be that person that just would go 100 miles an hour, get so much done. I was a machine. And when I feel good, I try to do some of that, even though it's not like it was years ago. But this one is do what your body will do. Choose to do what your body will allow it to do that day. Because your body may not do anything today. Your job may be just to rest. And then tomorrow you might feel a little better, and you may have 3 things you want to get done, and you may only get 1 done. That's okay. Don't let that bother you. And I know it feels good when you get some things done when you haven't felt like doing anything. I know how that is. I may have 10 priorities with the business that day. I may only get 1 done, or I may get nothing done till the next day. But just do what your body will allow it to do. And I think this one is important to me, is smile anyway. No matter what we're going through, smile anyway. I think they say it takes more muscles to frown. And so I choose to smile anyway. It's just, I don't know, it's like, why not? But this is what you do when you don't have the answers. And I hope this helps. I hope it helps anyone, whether you're going through a tough time, whether it's cancer the first time or it's come back. I just hope my story helps you along your journey. And I'm wishing you the best. I'm praying for all of those cancer warriors out there. It's not easy. And I hear people say I'm cancer free. We're really never cancer free. All of us have cancer cells in us. It just may be that the cancer is not active right now. And I know there are different treatments out there. I'm grateful for the treatments I've had. Those that I had 2 years ago gave me more time. This one here, I am choosing that it's going to work and give me more time. I've asked God for a lot more time, and I know that's the selfish human part of me, but I want to be here a long time so I can help others. And this is why I set up my YouTube channel, to be a blessing to others and to help them get through this journey with their cancer while I'm going through mine. So hang in there, have fun each day, and just do something that is therapy for you. It really helps. Thank you so much. If you like my videos, subscribe so you'll be notified of new videos. And just, again, smile anyway.